Good morning, everyone. Angela Blaha here. Today we are talking about your ascension how-tos. Woo! Understanding the Akashic record is what this topic is going to be about. So let me start at the beginning of the Akashic record. So every thought, every word, every emotion, every belief system, every event, every experience that you've ever had in your soul's energy, in your soul's consciousness, in your soul actually exists within your DNA. So there's no place to go to get into the Akashic record but inward. So let me repeat that. There's no place to go to experience the Akashic record or to understand it or to be able to control it in any way. It's already in you. It's in your cells. Because the memories that you have had, the experiences that you have had previously or even in the future or simultaneously, they all reside within you. It's all within your DNA. There's little tiny, and science is actually proving this as we speak, there are little tiny vortexes within every single cell. Those vortexes are memory vortexes. They contain all the information you could ever possibly want or even imagine. And we now know that those vortexes carry all the memory of everything that you've ever done. So the old way of teaching the Akashic record was to go into a meditation and then travel to the Akashic record. But that's not actually how we do it anymore in the new energy, is because we don't have to. We don't have to do that kind of thing anymore. Good morning, Shani and Tammy. So glad that you've joined. We are talking about the Akashic record and how to access all the memories that you could ever want, or all the experiences, or like anything within the Akash. The Akash holds infinite possibilities, right? So your cells literally hold infinite possibilities. Let me repeat that one. Your cells, your DNA holds infinite possibilities. Everything about you is an infinite possibility. Why are you using it? How are you using it? Are you using it? Do you even know how to access it? See, that's what we're trying to get outside of ourselves to access infinite possibilities, and we already have them. So we don't need to astral project to see the Akashic record. All you have to do is, we're going to work through this today. Take a nice deep breath in, close your eyes, and pull your energy into your core where you feel safe and comfortable and alive. Again, take another nice deep breath in and pull your energy in to who you are, where all possibilities exist. Now, if there's something that you want to access, like a belief system, a mindset, an emotion, a past life event, a future life event, you can ask it from this place. You can ask to be shown what that looks like. Maybe most likely the mind will not have any kind of recognition to gain from, to have access to, because it doesn't have a access point if you're moving into the future, because it looks so different in the future. It does have access points to the past, though, and you can pull that information from your cells. It also has access to simultaneousness, which, if we actually believe that this is an illusion, which it pretty much, that's where that's where all the facts are shooting to, that this is actually an illusion, then everything happens simultaneously. There is no time and space continuum. That's part of the illusion. And even this existence doesn't even involve time and space. So you can access absolutely anything. Once you're inward, once you go into the core of who you are, your energy, where your consciousness resides, your consciousness does not reside outside of you. Your consciousness does not reside outside of you. You are your consciousness, even in an elusive experience. Your consciousness still resides in that elusive experience. So there is no other existence outside of you except for right here. Now, we can have experiences that involve or that we can travel to outside of ourselves, but we still come back home to this experience because this is where our consciousness resides. We have consciousnesses in those other experiences, those other lifetimes, but your conscious is right here in this present moment. So you're bringing all that information into this one because this is where you're mostly, where the majority of your consciousness resides is in this experience right now, because you have awareness about this experience. You may not have awareness about those other experiences. So back to the Akashic record, you can access, do you see how you can access everything from just pulling your energy in and asking questions of your truth? It's literally that simple. We don't have to astral project. We don't have to bilocate. We don't have to use our intuitive skills, because you are the intuitive skills. So you don't have to access anything. You don't have to channel anything because you are the channel. All you have to do is pull your energy inward and you ask the questions from there. Now, keep in mind, the Akashic record loves questions, but the questions need to be very specific and simple. Because if you're asking complex questions, it will give you multiple answers and then you'll be even more confused than when you started. So what questions do you guys have? Hello, Amy, Lori, thank you for joining. What questions do you have about the Akashic record? Like, you are the Akash, right? The kinds of questions you want to ask in the Akashic record in your own self is, if you have an experience, let's just take an experience from childhood. You have an experience from childhood and it's still causing problems in your life today. What you want to find out is the wisdom of that experience. So let's say I'm going to use myself because I'm the only one that I can, but if you want me to use you, please comment and I will be happy to move deeper into that. So my past was, picking the same type of men. Let's do that one. So that's a pattern. If you're choosing things that have a pattern, you want to look at the pattern. So you pull your energy in and you ask, I want to see my pattern. Where in my memory, where in my Akash does the pattern exist? Where does it start? Maybe you brought it from a different lifetime. Maybe you brought it from, a past learning. Maybe it was just taught to you. You don't really know for sure, but you notice that it's a pattern. Yeah, that again is a pattern, right, Tammy? You break up with them then, right? So you want to look for the original pattern of what is it that draws you to the same type of masculine energy. You see how I didn't say men? Because then the ego is going to get in there and get all involved and your emotions are going to take over. I said masculine energy. So show me the pattern. The reason that I pick masculine energy that is the same every time. See, that's the question. That's the real question, right? Is why am I on this pattern that I can't seem to get out of? Hello, Elise and Brittany. Thank you for joining. So, Tammy, do you have an answer? Did anything come in for you? Using conscious wordage that will not allow the emotions to come in to take over, or the thought patterns to come in to take over, right? Like that's the key to getting good answers, or answers that you can use, or answers that are aligned with you. Good morning, Cricket. Okay, so you want to use words that are, again, not emotionally charged. That's one of the keys to asking good questions in the Akashic record. Good morning, Trees. Thanks for joining. So, Tammy, any answers? So if it's okay, I'm going to go into your energy, Tammy, so that we can move deeper into the Akash, into your own information. Good morning, Renee. Let's see. My belief systems I grew up with. Okay, so we can blame those belief systems all the time until you're willing to look at the belief, right? Like, what is the specific belief that you want to change? What's the specific belief that you want to change? That you're unworthy, that that you need to rely on men, that, like, what's the belief? Like, that's what we want to get to, is that belief that says that you have to stay in this pattern. All right. Whoa, something funny is happening. I just love how Facebook Lives work. All right, Tammy, what is the belief? What's the core belief? So I'm waiting here. Looking for a belief pattern. Looking for a belief. Let's see if it'll come up on this quicker. Sometimes it works better. Sometimes it doesn't scroll at all. Did you notice that? Facebook Live? All right, so I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to say that the belief system is that you have to rely upon men in order to be worthy. Now, don't take this and any offense at all, men, because that's not how this is. I'm just working in a belief system here, and I am trying to pull out some information for her. So if that's truly the belief that you have to rely on men in order to be worthy, then what you want to do is you want to work on your own self-worth, because you will stay in that continuous pattern of picking the same kind of masculine energy every single time, because the root cause is your own self-worth. Your ego continuously tells you that you are not worthy of anything other than that pattern. You see how that works? So what you want to do when you're working in your own Akash is, when you get stuck, Tammy says, I'm unsure. So if you get stuck in that energy, then you want to pull yourself in again, and you want to ask that specific question. Is my pattern of picking the same kind of masculine energy due to my self-worth? You'll get a plain yes or no, right? Like it'll be an instant. Don't think about it. It's an instant reply. This is the simplest way to work in your Akash. Now, you can do these all complex things, but why? There's no point in doing complex things anymore, because we have instant information and it's at our fingertips. So pull your energy in, ask specific questions that get you specific answers, right? So if that's true, then if the self-worth or unworthiness, self-unworth, is the culprit to the belief system, then what you have to do is you have to nourish your own self-worth. You have to become worthy of who you are, not worthy of who humanity wants you to be, worthy of who you are. Once that happens, you change your pattern. See how simple it is? That's how we access Akashic information. Then we heal the Akash by taking a new action step. And when you heal that pattern, that is the action step. See how simple that is? It's not hard at all. It's very, very simple. Now, what's going to be hard is healing that self-worth. Okay, so Tammy says, I know that I have a can-do attitude. I know that I can do better than what they do. But are you worthy of doing better? See? Worthiness? And we have a lot of our humanity has a lot of worthiness issues. Really, we do. It's crazy. Okay, Elise says, I want to remember everything now that I've remembered some things. How do I access my Akashic record to do this? Again, take a deep breath in, pull your energy in, and ask for memories that serve you now. Ask for who you are. Ask for questions that encompass those kinds of things, like who you are, how you can move forward right now. If you're on the ascension path, what's your next step to finding clarity about what ascension is and how you can move through that. Those kinds of questions, like those are very particular. You want to be particular in the Akash, in your own cell memory, because keep in mind, cell memory still has quantum entanglement. That's the reason why you want to be very, very specific and very particular about what you're asking, and focus on only one thing at a time, not 6 or 7. Focus on one thing, just one, because then you can get clear answers. Otherwise, you're just kind of fumbling around in your Akash and you get frustrated, right? So, yeah, ask specific questions. If you want to remember, here's the thing about remembering, and all of us who are in this sort of path, remembering is part of the journey. Like literally, it is part of remembering who you are at a whole different level than your humanness. Now, some of those memories can be amazing, fantastic, cool, and some of those memories can be very hard and trying. If you are a cliff jumper and you like jumping off the cliff, you can ask for all your memory all at once, like I did. I don't recommend that though, because that was very hard. It was very hard. And had I not known exactly what I was doing, I would have floundered much more than what I did. Take it slow and easy and ask for the memories of who you really are. I mean, that's the important thing. Who you really are and how you can incorporate who you really are in your daily life, right? Because our consciousness resides right here. We can pull all these cool, fun past life memories, but what do we do with them? Right? So we want to be able to access that information, but we want the wisdom. We don't want to get all caught up in the experience, because then we're going to get all quantum entangled again. We don't care about the experience. We care about the wisdom, right? Like, what was the experience about? What was the amazingness of the, like, maybe even the lessons, right? So that we don't have to repeat them over and over and over. So enjoy your own Akash. Have fun playing around in your own cell memory of who you really are, because your magnificence is being called out. Honestly, your magnificence is being called out. How we're getting there is, everybody has their own path, and we shouldn't be comparing paths. We should just be accepting paths. Like, some of us are like doing a lot of astral travel, doing a lot of lifetime traveling, doing a lot of remembering, doing nothing, right? And it's just like, oh, I don't need to do any of that. So depending on what your purpose is in the shift in consciousness will determine what you need to remember or not remember. So I think I want to offer an Akashic record class. If you are interested in that, please let me know. Send me a PM or something, and we will do a live Akashic record class where we can dig even deeper, do even more, learn even more tools, and really get involved in the Akashic record. I think that that's becoming very, very important for people. So yeah, so we're gonna do that. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. I hope that you got a lot out of this. If you have questions, ask them in the thread, and I'll see if I can get to them. And if you're interested in an Akashic record class, let me know. Have an amazing, beautiful day. Love you all.